welcome to Kalia. This is Mia. I hope you're doing well. Sending you some light energy. Okay, this is, I believe, a quick message this time. I'd like to talk about something that I don't talk about much, the flip side of something that I do talk about a lot. As we ascend, we get to review our prior life in phases, a bit like when we end our lives, except we do not end our life. We end our life as we know it. Okay, we're ending a phase, a very big phase, a very big chapter, and moving on to something completely new. And so in a way it is a little bit like as we transition, not completely. And so especially these last 2 years in which everything has been accelerated, like I have talked about, we get these bouts or these phases of clearing. And most of the time it's clearing past hurts done to us, and sometimes it is also about reviewing how we may have erred and perhaps hurt others. And so that is also very important to look at, of course. I did mention it before, but I don't talk about it a lot, and it is an important, very important part of our ascension and of our evolution. And so it is important for us when this comes up, and sometimes it comes up in dreams or in visions and in memories, and then we may feel racked with guilt. And so especially after time when we have been hurt, and when we sometimes it's similar situations in which we have been hurt, and we remember that we may have done the same to others, and then we get to understand things on a deeper level. Sometimes that's the case. In any case, it is important for us to, or we just become wiser. We evolve and we become wiser, and we look back at our younger years perhaps, and we see some errors and some things that we shouldn't have done, and that pinches. And so it's important for us to forgive ourselves, just as important it is to forgive others. The same, because we are the same. And forgiving ourselves helps us to forgive others, and vice versa. And understanding the consequences of these errors puts us in an easier place to understand and to be determined to evolve and to break or stop patterns and cycles that are detrimental and detrimental would be the word for all of us. Okay, and so it's important to forgive. It's important also to find peace in learning and closing this cycle, in understanding both sides of these errors. And like I said, the consequences and the unnecessary suffering for all of us. And so we need not be racked with guilt, and we need not disrupt our own peace. We need, in understanding the importance of all of this, and understanding that we're all here to better us all of these procedures, all these, everything we go through, like I keep saying, is here to help us grow. And those loved ones that may have hurt us, and when they transition, they continue to become a part of this betterment and of our journey and of this process for the betterment of us all. So when we get to see these cycles, then we understand better what it's all about, and we understand that the best we can do, instead of disrupting our peace, either for the hurt done to us or the hurt that we have done to others, is to transmute it all for the higher purpose of bettering us all and discontinuing the suffering of all of us. Okay? So understand that whether this or the reverse involves those that, by the way, you don't need to compare hurts, not at all, and it doesn't mean as well that you need to accept others that have hurt you back into your life. You do what you feel is right for your own evolution. But it means that we just need to look at it and understand that we are all imperfectly human, and that we all may possibly err in our ways and sway from our higher path as a result of outer influences. And so it pushes us, this understanding pushes us to become more vigilant and more determined and dedicated to the higher path, understanding that if we sway, where it leads to, and understanding why we are here and why this is all happening, why we are learning these lessons. And when you understand this higher purpose and this higher understanding, that is like an umbrella to it all, and how we're all interlinked in this machinery of learning and evolving, and we're all invested in it, and we are all also suffering as a result of swaying from the higher path, then all that is left to do is really dedicate and transmute it all. Don't stay there. Don't stay in the pain. Don't stay in the guilt. Forgive and release and transmute it all for the benefit of all of us, so that we can all let go of these patterns and cycles and suffering, unnecessary suffering. It's actually very beautiful to be able to solve this mystery. We all say that we want peace, and no one wants to see suffering. No one wants to suffer, no one wants to see suffering. And then unconsciously we go about continuing patterns that cause suffering for ourselves. and for others. And so we get this beautiful chance to break these cycles and patterns. So feel gratitude when you get to understand and when you get to see. Don't stop there. Don't stay there. In either side of the coin, don't stay there. Don't stop your evolution. We need you. The world needs you. And you need you. And just understand that you are part of this higher purpose to transmute all of it. You are part of the change. And remember that these stories that we carry involving others, whether they transitioned or not, sometimes are complex stories and need phases to entangle and understand what exactly occurred and untangle all our emotions, because sometimes it's very complex. So allow yourself and understand that this comes in phases for you to untangle it and for you to reach the same resolution. And so be patient and compassionate for yourself and for others and for the process. And perhaps understand now why this has had to come in phases for you to evolve and release. And so as we are doing this now within the energy of the full moon, and personally I feel that it is already the intensity and the density that we have felt these last few days is gradually lessening. But especially if you reach the proper peaceful work and release of this density, like I have been talking about, don't contradict it, don't fight it, just peacefully let the density dissolve, okay? As well as whatever I have talked about in my recent video, I won't repeat, but again, to remind you that we are headed towards the equinox tomorrow, I think it is. And so this is why I think it has been very, very dense, but I personally can already feel the lessening towards the new beginning, okay? So if you understand this, then feel the gratitude for the completion of a cycle and for the understanding of how this whole clockwork is working and how you are a part of it and how you can be more a part of it. The participation asked of you is to release regret, release all the density, the hurt and the regret, and just be a part of the new, be a part of the recycling of all of this. That will free you, and that will contribute to us all much more than staying stuck in what has occurred, because all of that was not to stay as an energy. If you hang on, I have talked about this before, if you hang on to that energy, then actually you are doing us a big misfavor, and to yourself. If you let it go and you let it be transmuted, then you In that way, you are letting that energy dissolve and transmute to something better. And you are part of that something better, of creating something better, which we are coming in now, soon, to do in this higher dimension that we are all rising to. Okay? I hope this helped, and I'm sending you much light and love. Bye.